Alright, what's good YouTube? I have a new YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my product criteria list to actually make easy 5 to 6 figure months in Facebook organic dropshipping. So let's get straight into the video. Yeah, so here's some proof about like one of my stores. This store is already dead. I mean, I launched it in like March all the way to like I think April. Yeah, that's when it died down. So this is proof right over here. It's like, a combo 6.1 or 6.2K a month, whatever. And yeah, this is proof that you can actually do what I'm doing as well. Or if you guys actually want to join the best organic dropshipping Discord, comment the word TPP and I'll add you into my Discord. So now that I've shown you guys the proof, so now I'm going to be breaking down everything that I do so you guys can replicate the same exact thing and do like, much better numbers than me, etc. So let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to be talking about my product strategy and how you guys can actually bring products back to the market. First, what you want to do is introduce new variations of the angles of like proven winners. So example, like let's say Billie Eilish blankets, and you can like probably do like the Christian blankets, or maybe like M4 M3 blankets, and etc. An example is the POV ski goggles, because they came from the POV cameras, because those did like over like 100K or something. So those two examples that I was talking about, like it all makes sense because you're just finding products that have like the same winning qualities, but you're just like targeting a different niche or like a different marketing angle, if that makes sense. Guys, so I'm going to give you guys one more example, which is the book wallet from Kindle cover concept. So why this actually works really well is because it's improved, and it's like it already works and you don't have to even reinvent the wheel or anything. So everything that I've just told you guys, all you want to do is identify patterns with winning products, and like just copy the proven marketing formats and examples and just apply it to new angles that you're trying to bring to the market for like any type of product you're trying to run. Alright guys, so I'm going to be talking about my winning products qualities that I look for. Like let's say if I'm bringing back old winners, or like let's say when I'm looking for like new winners in my TikTok or Instagram or Facebook burner. So what you want to do is like have a passionate audience which has like niche fans with a strong identity. So like some examples is like the Star Wars niche is really popular, like the anime niche. Oh yeah, a few more is like Hello Kitty or like Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and like so many other niches out there are like really passionate. Alright, the next thing I look at is like it has the daily use or it has a clear problem solved. So like everyday products like people can use all the time or stuff, or like things that people can share that has like a clear problem that they're having. One example could be like you could target like knee brace or something for like I don't know, like football players, soccer players. Like in that niche you can target so many demographic. Maybe you could do like like I said before, like the knee brace. So you could target like the soccer niche, the basketball niche, volleyball niche, and so much other more niches. Another one you could do is like custom blankets. You could do like Hello Kitty blankets, Harry Potter blankets, Star Wars blankets, and there's like just so many blankets you could just target, because like kids love like blankets and stuff, and it's clearly like a daily use, or like clear problem solved, because like they use it to like sleep and stuff, and etc. Alright guys, so now I'm going to be talking about my research framework. So like examples, like if you guys want to do like your product research, etc., what you can actually do, like you could just go like to the niche that you're running. Like let's say for example like the Taylor Swift niche or whatever, do your research on it, look at like the text, the sound, the types of comments that you're seeing like in the Taylor Swift niche. Like sometimes you can find like examples like just in the comments just by looking at it, because like for example like Taylor Swift fans, like they're just texting in the comments this and that, and you can use those comments and stuff in your videos. Or like another thing you guys can do is like use like AI, like ChatGPT, to find like products similar, like with traits and stuff. Just talk to it, and like just talk to it like it's like your assistant, and just like break it down, and ChatGPT can give you examples. Or you guys can also use Claude as well. Two other things that I do is like I'm specifically looking for like targeted research with like clear criteria like for the product that I'm trying to run. I'm just trying to filter out like a specific type of audience that I'm looking for, like what I said, like example like the Taylor Swift niche or whatever, and like it just has a daily use product or whatever, and it has a strong angle before like testing it out. Alright, so now I'm gonna be talking about like, Facebook ripping. So basically for Facebook ripping, you just want to treat it like, a real like product test. So what I do personally is like, I just rip like 3 to 5 videos every single day. And like, you also want to edit your own videos as well. Cause like, you want to steal some of like, your competitors' videos and also post some of your videos as well. And why this actually works really well, like, posting your own videos and also like, ripping from your competitor, it's like it works really well instead of just like, doing random reposts. Because think about it, if you're actually ripping someone's video on Facebook, you're just like, randomly just doing repost, and that's like basically just doing brain rot. You're not doing any work or anything, and there's no guarantee like, you're just gonna be viral. I mean, sometimes you can get lucky with like, some accounts or whatever, but the whole goal is to make your own type of content and just like post, go viral. So it's not just like a one hit wonder hit or whatever, like, oh, you got a 20K month, 15K month, blah blah, etc. And the goal is to be consistent with monthly profit instead of just like what I said before, like just a 20K month and then like a few months go by, you haven't made any more money, blah blah, etc. Some examples why this actually works really well. One example is like reposting 1-to-1 gets flagged or suppressed, like, in Facebook organic, because like, everyone nowadays is just hopping on the Facebook wave, just like, reposting everyone's vids, this, that, blah, blah, etc. So now it's starting to like get flagged and suppressed. So that's why you actually want to kind of do your own content as well. So you're not just like a one hit wonder. I'm going to be talking about the 3 to 5 second rule. So like, let's say if you're going to like, rip someone's content, you also want to edit your own content, or you can recombine clips or like add clips together. All you want to do if you're stealing someone's video and adding your own video is only use 3 to 5 seconds and combine multiple competitors' videos into like one video. So like, let's say if you're ripping for like the Star Wars resin lamps or whatever, then you could get like, 3 or 4 competitors or whatever and just steal like segments from the video. So like, the first part over here, the second part here, the third part here, and then the final part of the video. And that's like a 10-second video. So that's basically recombining clips as your own. Alright, so this actually works really well in Instagram and Facebook because they're like more lenient and stuff, but you still want like, try to make your own clips, videos, and etc. And for TikTok and YouTube, like, they're really strict and stuff on that, so you just basically have to make your own content. But me, I'm primarily focused just on like Facebook organic, but I still like, test products on both Instagram and Facebook organic. So now I'm going to be talking about execution. So basically what you want to do is just like, download several competitors' videos. Like I'll link like in the description, like where I actually download my competitors' videos from, and you guys can use that. Like it's basically like 4K rendering or whatever, so it's not like any choppy or like clapped clips or anything. What you want to do next is just go on CapCut and just cut 3 to 5 seconds of segments from like each video that you're ripping from. And then like what you want to do is like just sync all of those clips all in one video and then post on all major platforms, like what I said before, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, blah blah, etc. Probably wondering, oh, like what if like, the product has like low competition? Honestly, if the competition is low, you could low-key just like rip like 1-to-1, because let's say for example if they don't have a Facebook or Instagram, then you could low-key just rip. But just be mindful because some accounts like you get flagged and stuff, so you just want to make your own content as well. Now you're probably just asking like, oh Mikey, what if the competition is high? If the competition is high and you see like 5+ people running that product or whatever, you don't want to rip 1-to-1, because like everyone is basically on it. Like once I see 5 or more people on it, all you just want to do is like, just like how I said before, like have the execution, download several competitors' videos, like, cut it down 3 to 5 segments each, and just like, just make your own clips basically. Or you could just like make your own content, and what's it called? Either you could do like, a new viral format, or like, do a new marketing angle or something, or like, do a different like country or something. Like let's say, for example, the resin lamps, you can bring that into like, the Spanish market or the Belgian market, or you could just test it in a different new platform. Alright guys, so the last thing I'm going to be talking about is scaling. Post high volume, test more formats than competitors, and run multiple accounts. So what I mean is just basically run more products, like, do more test orders, and like just run multiple accounts. So like, just have like all your accounts that you're running, always make sure to have a Facebook, a TikTok, an Instagram, a YouTube, and post on all platforms and etc. And like, you know, test more formats than your competitor. What that means is just basically like, let's say if your competitor has no more formats you can use or rip from or whatever, you want to start thinking about like, you know, your own like, you know, formats, angles, etc. that you can bring from. Alright guys, hopefully you guys liked the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what types of other videos you guys want to see. This video is pretty long. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for me to edit this video, but hopefully you guys liked the video. And I'm going to start posting some ad videos soon, so let me know what types of ad videos you guys want to see. I'm not really sure what I want to post for ads or whatever, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
You talking about racks, I got it. These bitches be all in my pockets, and I ain't never been one-sided, but all of my cars why I bought it. All of my bitches united, I think they be sucking my dick for a hobby. I'm in love with Franks, I'm in love with Benz, talking about the watch and the money. I'm talking about the racks and the Mueller. She all of my fakers, I'm cooler, but babe, I'm a demon, I promise I do you. I feel like it's sand, cause I'm going super. Chopper it'll freeze, yeah. Make it screen freeze, spin on the block ballerina, it feel like Katrina outside of that truck. I don't give a damn if we hit your man, fuck nigga better not book. I don't give a damn if we took your gun, fuck nigga that shit book. Nigga, run out like Patrick, my hoes out that pocket. Jet leg in my KD, I got a new rocket. I paid for the brains to go, I got it. It's murder for hire, play tag, I'm not it. Pop out all black, for real. We flow to that money, we kill them bills. I don't feel shit, cause they pain too real. I ain't playing shit till I hit that mill.